Hello everyone, welcome to the fourth part of our Codemas tutorial series. If you didn't see the previous 3 episodes, go back and check them out right here. In this episode, we will create a really fun app. I call it Santa Maker. Basically, it will be an app that you can create your favorite Santa. You can change the heads and the bodies of Santa Claus, and after that, you can save it as a screenshot right from the app. It will be very interesting and very funny one, if you ask me. So without further ado, let's start making this app. I'm starting with creating a new Flutter project. I name it to Santa Maker. After it's loaded, I go to the main.dart file and I'm creating a stateful widget by writing SD fuel, and I name it to Santa Maker, and I am deleting everything else from the main.dart file. Of course, I need to rename this to Santa Maker to make sure that it will run my app. It will return with a material app, and first of all, I want to make sure that this debug checker banner isn't visible, so I'm making this to false. And as the home property of the material app, I'm creating a scaffold widget, and inside the scaffold we want to make sure that we can swipe the heads and the bodies of the Santa Claus. I am using a Carousel widget, to be exact, the Carousel slider package. You can find it at the pub.dev website, but I will link in the description box down below. As you can see, we can make beautiful carousels with this one. Okay, let's install it. We need to paste this line into the dependencies inside the pubsec file. And after that, we run pub-get. We need to paste that line into the main.dart to import that carousel slider. And let's see how can we use this. As you can see, there's a lot of example on how can we use this, but I prefer this one. And let's see, paste it inside the scaffold widget. As you can see, we have some errors. I am just deleting this on page changed property, and also I'm setting the autoplay to false, and therefore I am deleting all the properties which has connection with autoplay. Alright, we have one more error left, this items thing. This items property is waiting for an array. I named this array to bodies because this will be the array that contains all the bodies of Santa Claus. Let's create a variable called bodies, and we need to create an asset folder inside the project file. You can find all of the assets on my GitHub repository, so just go to my GitHub and download the assets folder and paste it into your project. This items property is waiting for a widget list. Therefore, we need to create a widget array. Thus, we need to set widgets inside this array. Alright, to be able to use the assets inside the assets folder, we need to write those lines inside the pubsec file. Okay, back to the bodies. I just checking that what's the name of those images. So basically, if you pay attention, you can find that the heads, the name of the heads starting with the word head, and after that there's the identifier for that specific head, and the same goes with the bodies. Alright, I'm just writing all the bodies inside this bodies array. Okay, it loaded on the emulator, and as you can see, the first carousel is working just fine. We can swipe between the different clothes, the different bodies. It's working fine. Let's just wrap this widget with a stack, and okay, the stack needs a children property because we can place multiple widgets inside one stack widget. All right, and inside this stack widget, we can copy this whole carousel slider widget and paste it underneath that we already have, the one. I am using a stack over a column because I want the head to be on top of the body. Yes, as you can see, we have the head on the top of the body, but it is too much on the top of the body because we cannot see the body at all. Let's just fix it by setting the viewport fraction at first. I'm setting this to 1.2 to make sure it has a good size. Yes, and I also set a padding around the second carousel slider, so the slider of the head, and I'm setting a 270 bottom padding. It looks nice, it looks really nice, but it's still on the top of the body. The head is still on the top of the body. Therefore, I'm setting the fit property of the stack to stackFit.expand. Therefore, it will expand to the whole screen. And here we go. The body just moved down, and therefore we have Santa Claus in a really good position, and he has a head and he has a body, and we can swipe between the different heads and different bodies. So basically we are ready with the Santa Claus mixing part of the application. I am wrapping the scaffold widget with a container, and I'm setting this decoration to box decoration and the image property to decoration image. We did this a lot of times already, so basically we are setting the background image. I want the background image to cover the whole screen, therefore I am using this container solution. I am setting the image to be asset image, and I'm placing this background.png inside this asset image, and I'm setting the fit to box fit not cover to make sure that the background image really covers the whole screen. We need to set the background color of the scaffold widget to transparent to make sure that we can actually see the background picture. After the app reloads itself, we can see that we have that beautiful background showing in the background. We are ready with this Santa Maker Mix Your Santa section of the app, but now we have the trickier, a little bit harder part, which is the screenshot section of this tutorial. For the screenshot, we need to use another widget. So I'm writing Flutter screenshot to Google, and I found this screenshot widget on the pub.dev website. And with the help of this widget, we can make a screenshot image of the screen from the app itself. So let's go to the installation, and we need to paste that line inside the dependencies in the pubsec file. Just as usual, run pubget, and then we need to import that line inside the main.dart file. Okay, I'm waiting that the pubget just running. Okay, not. And let's see how can we use this screenshot widget or screenshot package. Okay. As you can see, in this example, they are using a floating action button, and this is exactly what I have imagined to use in this app, because I think a floating action button would actually look really nice in this app. So let's just copy that line from the top example, because this is the line where we can create a screenshot controller object. Let's see what else we need to use from here. We need to use this screenshot widget because we need to pass that screenshot controller object that we have just initialized a moment ago, and this screenshot package works like the following. It can create a screenshot image from that content which is inside the screenshot widget. Therefore, I'm wrapping the whole application with the screenshot widget. So basically, the home property of the material app will be the screenshot itself, and it will have the screenshot controller for the controller property. And with this, we can make sure that the whole screen with the background and with Santa Claus himself will be on the screenshot. Okay, inside the stack where we have the body and the heads carousel, we need to place this floating action button. So I'm just copying this whole example code and pasting it inside the stack. There's a lot of error because there are things that I don't want to use, so I don't want to use that two lines and that set state thing. Yeah, so we need to customize it a little bit. For this image gallery saver, as you can see in the example code as well, we need to use another package called image gallery saver. So I'm just searching for the term right now. Okay, here we go. This is the package. We need to install it. Just as usual, copy that line to the dependencies in the pubsec file. After that, run pubget, and finally, you know that we have to paste another thing, the import itself, into the main.dart file to make sure it gets imported and to make sure we can use it properly. Alright, after it loaded, the image gallery saver function don't really have a save function, but it has a save image function, so I'm changing to that one. And to be able to use that file type, we need to import this Dart package called IO. And after I am rerunning the app, there's the huge action button. This is what we got. An enormous action button, so we cannot see Santa Claus from this action button. How can we make sure it gets smaller? We just need to wrap the floating action button with a position widget, and inside a position widget, as you know, we can position the widget, and I'm positioning it to 20 in the right and 20 on the bottom. And here we go, we have this small discrete action button at the bottom right corner. I think that looks nice, but we will customize it further later. Alright, but start with the functionality. As you can see, after I press this button, nothing happens. Even though this example code says that file saved to gallery, it won't get saved to the gallery. So let's fix that problem right now. As you can see, after I press the action button, it says something with a package called path provider. Therefore, I search for that package as well because, you know, the app maybe knows better than me. I just realized that this is not necessary because we only need to give a path to the image gallery saver. Therefore, I will delete those lines and that package from the version of this code that you can find on GitHub. Let's just create a string called my name, and let's set the value of this file name to the current date, and I'm converted to this type of string. Therefore, the name of the files will be the current date. I'm creating a variable called path, and in this path I'm setting the desired path there where I want to save my screenshot, and this will be the SD card, DCIM, and ultimately I will name this file to the desired file name .png. And inside the capture function of the screenshot controller, we can set the path to be this path variable that we just made. And in this way, the screenshot controller will know where to save our image. We also need to make sure that onError is converted to string, because otherwise if we got an error we cannot really see that, but we got another error for that problem that we cannot see the error because it's not a string. Okay, after I reloaded the app, I'm pressing the floating action button and I cannot see anything new. To be able to save the screenshot to the phone for Android, we need to place those 3 lines inside the Android manifest.xml file. You can find this file inside the Android folder, app, src main folder, and you need to paste those 3 lines, those 2 ones with the user's permission and those one with the request legacy external storage. And after you set it to that, you get that error that says the permission denied. We can fix this error really easily, so I am using an emulator with Android version 9, and in this emulator I can fix it inside the settings. So I'm just going to apps and notification. I am opening this Santa Maker app, and here you can see the permission section, and inside that there's a storage permission, and I am enabled that one, and after that we can save the screenshot into the gallery. Okay, let's just press the floating action button, and as you can see in the debug console, we have this message printed out that file saved to gallery. Okay, let's just check this to make sure it says right. So let's go to the files, and inside the files I am navigating to images, and as you can see we have a folder with the name of our app, and inside that folder we have the exact screenshot that we made from the app itself. So we managed to save on Android, but what if you got an iOS device? So I found the instructions inside the image gallery saver package, and I also googled around it, and I found some solutions on Stack Overflow and GitHub forum, but you can start from this package. As you can see, there's a section for the iOS devices, so you can try to follow that instructions. So there's a link to this permission handler package, and you can try out and you can try to make it work. Let's move on and let's further style that floating action button. Let's go back to main.dart, and at the bottom you can see that the icon was set to add, but I'm setting this to camera_alt. And there we go, we have the camera icon on the floating action button. Let's set its background color to a really nice Christmas red color. I found the RGB code and I'm just writing that here. As you can see, we got this red color, which is kind of matching to the shirt and the hat of Santa Claus. We are ready with this app. The last thing that we can do is to play around with it a little bit and try to mix our favorite Santa Claus. And then you can save it as a screenshot, and if you want it, you can send it to your friends and relatives for Christmas. And that's all. We are ready with our Santa Maker app. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and you can hit the bell icon as well to get notified about my latest videos. Bye!